And so I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to go down our checklist. Step number 1, check to see if crane or hoist has been locked out or tagged out. Pretty simple. We're going to come to the main power on-off switch, and we're going to verify it's not locked out, tagged out. It's already in the on position, and as you can see, there are no tags or locks. In the event that it is locked or tagged out, it will be in the off position with the tag verifying if it's a caution or a danger tag with specific instructions on whether or not to operate. So it is not tagged out, it is safe to operate, so we're good there. The next thing we want to do, we're going to check our controls. But before we do that, I'm going to walk the path to where it is, and I'm going to check to see if there's any kind of slip, trip, or any kind of hazards as an operator, or if there's going to be any obstacles that I need to go over or around with my load. For the purpose of this video, we're going to stay in a small area, and we're going to look to make sure if there are any other workers in the area. We're going to notify them of what we're doing and the safety area around our operating area. So we're going to walk our path and check for any obstructions or hazards. So for the purpose of this video, this is going to be our operating area. We're not going to be lifting any heavy loads. So we're going to bare minimum moving the hoist as needed to conduct our daily checklist. As you can see, there are no bystanders or other ground workers in the area, so we don't need to notify them. Everything's pretty clean and clear, so we don't have any potential slip and trip hazards that are obvious in our way. But as we're operating the overhead crane, we always be aware of our surroundings and what's going on, because you never know who may walk into the area. So at this point, we're going to get the remote and we're going to begin operating to test for function. Alright, when picking this up, this top red button is our emergency stop. It should already be pressed down in the position and letting us know that it is stopped. To verify that it is stopped, a quarter turn to the right and it should pop out. If that doesn't pop out, then don't operate it at all, because then you don't have a proper operating emergency stop. And then we're just going to go down and make sure that everything agrees with what's indicated here on the control switch. The very first thing that I recommend everyone to do, always check your down. If it doesn't operate in the down position and when you hit down it goes up, I recommend do not use it at all, because then you won't be able to make your load safe in the event something happens. So our down works. Bringing it up. As we're bringing it up and down, we're checking for smooth operation to ensure there's no kinks or anything with the wire rope. So we're going to move our trolley. As we're moving our trolley back and forth, we're moving our hook up and down. We're checking for smooth operation, irregular noises, or anything out of the normal that it should not be doing. Alright, so our trolley's good, so we're going to move the gantry itself, and all we're going to do is check to make sure it goes forwards and backwards. When you release the buttons, the brakes should apply, and if you notice, the brakes didn't apply immediately, so we got a little bit of free travel, and as part of our inspection, we're going to note that down. Alright, so we can agree, our overhead crane, it moves in proper accordance with what our controls say. And as I was saying about the brakes, when you release the button, the overhead crane should almost completely stop. right there, and as you were seeing, it was not. So it's got a little bit of free play, which can be very dangerous, and I recommend bringing it up to the supervisor that's in charge of your equipment. The next thing we want to do is visually inspect the hook for signs of deformation, wear, and safety latch operation. So we're going to bring our hook all the way down. As I was saying, as you're coming down, check for smooth operation. If there's any kind of kinks or bends or any deformations, it may affect when it moves up and down. Alright, now that we have this down here, as you can see, it has a 7.5 ton rating for the hook itself, and you want to make sure that it coincides with what's on the beam itself. And the importance of this is if this says 7.5 tons, but your beam may say 10 tons, well, you always want to go with the lowest rating so you don't exert the machinery and you don't shock load it, preventing falling hazards for you or those around you. Alright, so with the hook and latch, we're making sure there's no major cracks, no one's welded on it, there's no bending, no opening. Our safety latch, it freely moves, it does not come beyond the hook, and in the event it's coming beyond the hook, it's a possibility that someone shock loaded it, causing the hook to spread, allowing this to come out. There's going to be scratches and dings in it from lifting heavy loads, which is perfectly normal. You want to make sure it freely swivels in both directions. And we're going to come down a little bit further. And as I was saying, when inspecting your wire rope, you're looking for frays, abrasion, parting wire rope, and if there's any obvious signs or any questions or possible risks, always bring it up to your supervisor. And when you're operating these as part of your inspections, another thing you want to test is your upper limits. And what you're doing is you're bringing the hook as high as you can, and you want to make sure it stops before it goes completely to the top or 2 blocks to make sure you don't put excessive wear on the motor. And then we're going to visually inspect for oil leakage. It's an electric motor, so there shouldn't be any kind of leakage coming out of it whatsoever. If there was, there'd be obvious signs on the floor, which again would create a slip hazard, which is one of the first things that you walk the path to look for. And overall, we're checking for functionality of all mechanisms. As you've seen, we've gone through the motions. We verified it was not locked out, tagged out. It's come down, we've moved it. Our hook is good, it swivels. And the last thing that we want to do is check for labels and warning signs. As I mentioned, always make sure your rated capacity is labeled on both the hook and the beam overhead to make sure you know your lifting capabilities. And on your remote itself, there should be a warning label defining all possible hazards with operating this. In the event that you have issues with it, like I said, it is required by OSHA. Always bring up all issues with your equipment supervisor to make sure they're properly and promptly addressed to ensure safe operation of your equipment.